Welcome to Get Fact.
The boys are back in town.
Boys are back in town.
Welcome back to another episode of Get Fact.
Hello.
I just want to tell everyone that we've now got the new email sorted and a website. So it's getfact.co for the website. That's .co, not com. .co. And the email is contact@getfact.co. Again, not com. Because we're cheap.
Or .uk.
No, don't put .uk. It's just .co. I'm glad you've come around here anyway today, Stu, because I can't do this podcast anywhere else today because my dad's been listening to the podcast and he's grounded me.
Why?
Because he found out that I used to do drugs.
Oh my.
So he sent me a message saying I was grounded. So I'm glad you've come here.
Well, that's lucky then, isn't it?
Yeah. He's listened to all the podcasts. He's loving it.
And quite frankly, I don't blame him.
Yeah. Don't be a naughty boy. Yeah. And a recap on last week when I said I forgot my fourth invention. I just want to bring it up now because in case there's any investors out there that want to take my idea on board. It was a makeup mirror that's got a built-in camera and a little LCD screen in it, and you can connect to makeup specialists to make you do your makeup properly. And that just costs £10 a month and you get the mirror for free.
That is absolutely brilliant idea.
It is.
That it's because like you got the Peloton stuff,
Yeah.
which you get like there's that thing on a mirror. That, like,
Yeah.
you
And then
can do
people
something
guide
like
you through. And people love watching TikTok videos of women doing the makeup. I'm like, I wish I could do that. Well, no, them TikTok specialists can now guide you how to do it.
And even the tick-ticks as well.
Tick-ticks. Tick-tick-tick-ticks. Yeah.
That's a good idea. That I'll invest.
Yeah, how much?
I've only got a tenner on me at the moment, but I'll see what I can do.
You can get for percent for that. I'm in. Yeah. So what have you been up to, Stu?
Not much. Been on nights.
Been on nights. Yeah, I've been on nights as well. It's not the best shift, but I prefer nights over days though. I'm
Because you left
night
alone,
worker.
aren't you?
You what?
You just left alone, aren't you?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
No
It's
managers.
quiet. It's better. Less people around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't like people.
I know, yeah. I said this. I'm not a people person, but then I'm talking. So like, hopefully
Yeah, but
the
you
globe.
can't see him.
Is that the thing? You can't see them, so it's
I think
better.
that's what it must be.
Yeah. So I'll jump straight in with some news. Did you see the obese monkey who snacked on tourist food? It was sent to fat camp in Thailand. Baby monkeys like to jump on him because they know he keeps food hidden under his stomach.
Oh my God.
An obese monkey.
How big was he?
I think I did see a picture, but I've not got the link for the picture. It's quite funny. There's been some weird, funny news articles lately, though. But that'll be for the Chat GPT news bit later.
All right, okay.
But here's another article that's funny anyway. Pensioner killed by a flying cow that was hit by a train and flung 100 feet while urinating on tracks. What does that mean? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was meant to be swearing less on this episode as well. I just swore. Because on the last episode, I realised that I said the word shit about 28 times in 28 minutes. That's average of 1 per minute. So every time I say shit, I'm going to change that to stuff, if I can. Like stuff. I'm on a ban.
Sugar.
Yeah, sugar. Yeah. Swearing too much. Anyway, have you brought anything today, Stu? What have you got for me?
Well, just stuff.
Just stuff.
Just stuff.
Anything interesting?
Well, I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
On average, how much sleep do you get per night?
Not enough, because I work weird shifts. So it'd be like, if I'm on earlies, again, guaranteed I'm going to sleep at 12 o'clock. And then waking up at 4 o'clock, so 4 hours. But then on nights, that's when I get my good sleep, because I get left alone. So it varies. Why?
Well, they say the average is about what, between 6 and 8 hours.
Yeah, they say you should get 8 hours, don't they?
Yeah, for normal people,
sleep.
anyway.
Yeah, for normal people. Yeah, not night walkers.
But there's a guy in Vietnam who has not slept for 61 years.
60. I think we've had that on this show, you know.
Have we?
Yeah.
I don't.
I think I told Dan about that one.
Yeah, he's not slept for 61 years.
That is weird, that, isn't it?
And they reckon it's because he could be suffering from PTSD from the Vietnam War.
Something in his brain.
The American War. There's a fact for you. The Vietnamese call it the American War.
Don't they?
Yes.
What do Americans call it?
The Vietnam War.
So yeah, it makes sense
So
why they would.
said because of the war,
Yeah.
it's caused a bit of trauma for him, and he's not been able to sleep.
Well, they would blame each other, though, wouldn't they? Like, they would call it the American War because the bad guy probably isn't the bad guy to them. They're probably the good guy.
Well, it was the American army went in to help the South Vietnam from North Vietnam and the Russians invading.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is it the Russian War as well?
Possibly. The Russian War, yeah. Could be. Well, with the Nazis, they all believed that Jewish people was like demons and that, weren't they?
Well,
they was trained to believe that it was these horrible demon people.
Yeah.
So, brainwashed. Talk about Nazis. That Nazi penis episode is flying. Honest to God. So I don't know if people are obsessed with Nazis.
Or penises.
Or Nazi penises. Or Stuart Jones. Because your name's on that link.
Yay.
So it might be you.
It could be, actually.
A mixture of Stuart Jones and Nazi penis.
That's
They
it.
love it.
That's it.
So I'm going to call this episode Nazi Penis 2. Get them numbers up, baby.
Well, they always think about Nazis as our default fact situation, isn't it? When we want to talk about something, we default back to the Nazis.
Oh, yeah. Do you know
like
what's
I've got
funny?
one here now.
Yeah.
It's not a fact, but it's
about
what
Nazis.
happened to Hitler's body, because nobody really knows.
It's the moon we talked about. That's
Well, yeah, you see, because all these rumours and conspiracy theories that he went to Argentina and the moon was all started by the Soviets.
Was it?
Yeah. From Stalin himself, because he wanted physically to see Hitler's body, dead or alive.
I don't think they've seen it, have they?
No one's seen it.
Have they, who else is it? Bin Laden. Apparently he didn't die as well. There's a rumour that they didn't actually kill him.
Oh, not again.
Even, yeah. Don't know where that's
Has he
come
fled
from,
to Argentina?
yeah, he's gone to meet with that Nazi. Yeah. Maybe that's the go-to place.
It might be, yeah.
Yeah.
You need to flee somewhere, go Argentina.
Yeah.
Well, we couldn't go, though,
We're not bad enough.
being British.
Yeah. Don't know. We might have like some like British version of the army, Nazi army. What would that be
I
called?
mean, we've got the Falkland Islands we could go to.
Yeah, true. But why is it suddenly a race to get to space at the moment again? Have you noticed that?
I know.
I'm just seeing news all the time saying like this spaceship's going, this space. Why? What's going on up there?
Well, it's all about this, wanting to explore more of space, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's more of like a race, isn't it? Like a competition, like we did it first type thing.
Well, it was like that. Well, I was going to say back in the 60s, but it wasn't. Well, it was because Russia was trying to do it as well. They failed. I mean, they were the first into space.
But it blew up.
No,
I don't know what happened.
Got Yuri Gagarin, went up, orbited the Earth and came back.
Oh, nice.
And they even sent Petra up there as well, the dog.
Sent what?
Sent Petra, the dog.
Oh, yeah, that was horrible, that, wasn't it? I read that story and was like, that's harsh. Sending a dog.
Yeah.
How does a dog control a spaceship? What have they done that for? Just sort of see if it can breathe?
I think it's just so to see what
A
can and can't live in space.
That's weird though, isn't it? Why send a dog? I mean, I understand the chimp thing, sending a chimp, because it can actually do things. You can train them to do
Well, they
things.
did. They trained him, didn't they?
The dog?
No, the chimp.
Well,
I think
instead of shaking a paw, it's like pressing buttons. And do the thruster and you get a treat.
little treats floating around space.
Yeah. Yeah, but I know they train the monkey to do stuff. Yeah. Well, I say monkey, chimp. Chimps and monkeys. It's almost racist to animals, isn't it?
I don't know.
A chimp's not a monkey, is it? A monkey? I believe, has a tail, is it? And chimps don't?
Something like that, yeah.
I think that's it.
What's a gorilla then?
Yes.
Yeah, apes and monkeys, isn't it? They're the two. A monkey has a tail, an ape doesn't.
Yeah.
So a gorilla's an ape, chimp's an ape.
Oh, how cool is a gorilla?
How cool
Have you ever seen a gorilla in real?
I've seen one at Chester Zoo.
Have you?
Yeah.
Have you gone to Chester Zoo? I don't think they do that. I've never seen a gorilla in UK. I had to go to Spain.
Those silverbacks are massive.
Yeah. It was huge. I seen it, I was like, Jesus, it's almost like real life King Kong. Seen it? It's crazy. But I think that's one of my favourite animals. When I was saying that, what animal I'd like to be if I weren't a human, I'd probably go for gorilla.
I like the rhinos.
Rhinos. Who do you reckon would be stronger, a rhino or a gorilla, in a sumo wrestling match? Because rhinos have got a lot of strength.
As they are, or
as they are.
I'd probably be a gorilla.
As a fly.
It's got to be.
As they are. What do you mean?
It's got to be a gorilla then, isn't it? No, I mean like
a rhino.
A rhino in human form and a gorilla in human form, kind of thing. Do you get it?
It'd be two blokes, wouldn't it?
Well, it is generally anyway.
Yeah.
No, I mean
as an animal. Yeah.
I think the gorilla then.
You reckon?
Because the only thing a rhino would be able to do is charge.
Yeah, push, and that's what they sumo.
But the gorilla would be able to get over the top of it and push it.
Was it climbing?
Back out.
Riding.
No, I mean jump
away.
over it or move out the way quick.
It will be able to move. Yeah. Be able to grab it by its arms.
Have you not watched Godzilla?
No, I've not. Yeah, I have really. The newer one. I've not watched the classic one.
Godzilla versus King Kong.
Is that the really old classic one?
No,
they did re-brought that, didn't they?
Yeah, they redone it.
They redone it. Yeah, I've not watched that one.
Have you not?
I've watched where they bring it on the ship.
It's okay. It's not bad.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that wanton destruction of cities again that nobody answers to. Was
it ever explained why King Kong was so big?
It was from.
I feel sorry for the mother that birthed it.
What did she was just a normal gorilla.
Yeah, normal gorilla.
I think he lives in what's it called? Subterranean Earth or something like that. There's a hollow Earth. That's it.
Yeah, I was expecting like a doctor. Well,
that's where all these. That's where all these creatures supposedly come from. Hollow Earth.
So it's not even a creature, because Godzilla is a creature. That's like a mythical creature. But King Kong's just a gorilla. That's big.
Yeah.
A massive gorilla.
I forget what they call him now.
Remember the other gorilla that was big? Mighty Joe?
Mighty Joe Young.
Yeah. Who do you reckon will win out of him and Godzilla?
Godzilla?
Yeah.
Or King Kong, do you mean?
King Kong, yeah, not Godzilla. Yeah.
King Kong. King Kong's king of the monsters.
Mighty Joe was too nice, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was soft and cuddly.
He was a nice gorilla.
He understood.
He understood.
He was human.
Anyway, because we're running out of time before our guest comes on, I'll jump straight on to the Chat GPT news. Scientists have discovered a new species of prehistoric shark that survived the mass extinction of the dinosaurs, known as the toothy dragon. A man in Thailand was arrested for smuggling 7,000 scorpions in his luggage at the airport. A woman in New Zealand set a new world record for the longest continuous conversation, talking for 33 hours straight without stopping. A cat was elected as the mayor of a small town in Michigan for the third time, beating out both dogs and humans in the election. An underwater volcano erupted off the coast of East Africa, creating a brand new island that has yet to be named. And that's all for ChatGPT News. Over to you, Stu. Oh, that's some interesting one, that one.
What was that second one? What was the woman who broke the record for talking?
Yeah, that was fair.
She's not been on this show yet, has she?
33 hours straight. We'll get her on podcast.
Get her on podcast, get her on for a chat.
That'd be a long episode.
We'll break the record for the longest podcast.
Yeah. And, we got a game coming up called Don't Be Stu-pid. Yeah, we'll play that after our guest. And we've got a few more bits that I want to talk about. So, yeah. We'll be back shortly. And we'll talk to our guest and have a brew.
See you in the click.
Oh,
see you in the click.
Yeah, see you in the click. Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Yeah.
I have a little microphone, but I can't actually get it to work.
Right.
So I didn't.
No, you're loud and clear.
I thought I could wear it as a prop to like fool you, but
So first, we'll introduce you. We've got the one, the only, Trish Rainone. We've been trying... Is that how you say it?
yeah, you got it.
Because
Oh.
yeah.
We weren't sure if Darren Stewart-Jones was just winding us up by saying Rainone.
Yeah.
That's how he said it.
Yeah, it's Italian, so it's the most fun when you add that dramatic Italian nay to it.
So is it your parents that are Italian?
My dad's side of the family is Calabrese, back in, down the line, Calabrese. Like my great grandfather immigrated here from Italy.
So you're good with pasta then?
Very good with pasta. I don't make it homemade, but everyone else in my family does. So I eat a lot of pasta.
Right.
Yes.
So where did you start in your career? What age did you start acting?
Well, I actually did not start until I'm in my 30s now, and I didn't start till about a decade ago in my 20s.
Right.
As kind of I always had wanted to do it, but was first of all shy and had stage fright, and then was told you have to do a real career and go into something that's not, TV or acting. So I went to university, worked with kids with autism. So I studied autism and sociology, and I enjoyed that, and I would still like to do that. But I felt like I had this call to explore film and TV and acting. So then I just kind of picked up, moved to Toronto, which seems to be one of the hubs here, took classes, and started auditioning.
Ah, brilliant.
So what did you do for work before your acting?
Well, I have had many jobs over the years. So I worked for a school board with kids as an educational assistant. I've worked in restaurants. I worked one-on-one with kids with autism doing this form of therapy that I learned in school, and ran a cafe at one point. Yeah, all sorts of jobs. I was a butler.
A butler?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Was it?
Yeah, that was not the most fun.
It wasn't the most fun.
It was embarrassing. I was wearing like black suits and white shirts and handing out mini grilled cheese to people from high school that had become doctors, and I was like, "Oh, nice to see you. Congrats on being a doctor."
Yeah, but look at you now. You're an actor.
Yeah, it's fun and it's cool, but it also I feel like I always feel like I'm not successful. I always look towards the next thing, how can I be better, or how can I get more success.
But I'm sure every actor that you speak to would probably say the same. That
I think
they're not at the top level.
We see all the things we don't book, or all the effort we put in that gets a no. So I think we always just see ourselves as failures.
Yeah. So have you had a few that you've applied for and then not got and then beat yourself up over?
Well, so there are definitely a lot of shows that I've auditioned for, like Young and the Restless, which would be so cool to have multiple episodes of that and move to Los Angeles. Or there's Letterkenny Films in Northern Ontario, where I'm from. So I've auditioned for 10 parts on that show for years and never booked. So you see all the things you don't book that you wish you could. But I think the worst feeling is when you actually book something and then you're cut out and you see it and you're barely in there, or your role isn't in there. And I feel like that's the heartbreaking thing, more so than not booking an audition, is when you actually book it and then you're not there. And you think, what did I do wrong? Yeah. I don't think it's personal. I've seen like the edit from the editing point of view as a director or a producer. I've seen, we've cut scenes for timing reasons or technical reasons where it just doesn't make sense with the story.
Right.
So it's usually not personal. It is hard to not take that personal.
Sorry about that.
That was my dog. Yeah. Sorry about that. Anyway, so if you could be in a dream movie, what 5 actors would you have in your dream cast of a movie alongside you?
I would love to star in a movie with Gerard Butler just because he's really hot.
Well, that was my next question, actually. Who's your Hollywood crush? But
I also love Pink, the singer.
All right.
I love her. I would love to star in something with her. I don't know if she does movies or if she would be open to it, but
she does music
Pink,
videos, so I can't see why not.
She's a great performer.
Yeah.
Pink, Gerard Butler, and I don't know. I can't think. Oh, like dead people or alive people?
Well, let's imagine we can bring her back alive.
Because there's some old Hollywood actors that would be fun to act. Yeah.
Yeah, we can have that.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Oh, you know who I would also love to act with? Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton?
Person to act with. Yeah.
Right.
She would be really fun. Yeah. Maybe they want to do like another 9 to 5 at some point.
Yeah, the remake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 till
that
10.
would be cool.
Yeah.
Who else? Okay. I think I got to like 4. Why don't I just say someone who I've already acted with, who I'd like to do another movie with? Anyone from Pink is in.
I was going to say. No, people was going to feel left out then if you didn't pick them.
Natasha, who's Lashandra, the therapist, because I love the therapy scenes in Pink is in.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I'm up to episode 5, I think, so she's only just come into it, the therapist.
Yes. Yeah. And then she's in our season 3.
Right.
That's releasing Monday on Bell 5 in Canada. And then those episodes, I've seen a post that those, from the Pink is in page, that those episodes will come to Amazon Prime for the US and UK in June.
Right.
So you'll see episodes with Lashandra, the therapist, in June.
Right.
Yeah.
So have you finished recording season 3 or you're still in the process?
Yes. So we finished recording and it comes out, it'll release in Canada tomorrow. So that's kind of a big day for us. And we just had a celebration in Hamilton where we filmed it. We did a big cast and crew screening and we did the red carpet. I wore a pink suit. It was a lot of fun to see everyone again and celebrate.
Right. Because in UK, I can't seem to get season 2. I can only see season 1.
Oh, yeah. I think there's limited episodes released there.
Right.
So you'll see, I think the rest of our episodes that we have recorded will be out in June. So then you'll be able to see the full show.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So Pink is in. Is that a parody on the title? Is that a parody on Orange is the New Black?
I've actually never asked Kim, the writer, or Lisa, the creator, that question. Yeah, I don't know, but it does have the similarity in that it's set in a female prison.
Yeah.
Ours is definitely more like wacky comedy.
Yeah, I was going to say the comedy is very different though, isn't it?
It's a very different tone and different storylines, but it is, I wonder if I don't know, I've never asked that, but it sounds like it could be. Orange is the new black, Pink is in. Yeah, it's all about like
colours.
Yeah, they have music.
It's strange because your character in that is totally different to where you are in real. You seem dead happy and smiling.
Well, you're top dog, aren't you?
Yeah, top dog, yeah.
So, if you would like to see Top Dog, she is very different. Let's be Top Dog for a little bit. What do you got in there? I see some fancy equipment. How much does that cost you? Did you know I've got these Top Dog dollars?
Oh, yeah, she got some of them from the show.
And I think you should buy some of the top dog dollars from me by giving me all of that gear, okay? That's what's gonna happen.
Stay hand it over him, scared.
That's brilliant. I've also heard that you can do impressions.
Yeah, I like to do impressions.
What impressions can you do?
I like to do Bart Simpson.
Right.
Ay, caramba! Eat my shorts, man! And I like to do Dolly, Britney Spears, Shakira. I don't know, I just impersonate voices. I don't know how good they are, but I do their voice, impersonate it.
What's the Shakira saying like?
Shakira's like, oh, I haven't done this one in a really long time. Okay. Oh. Layla, 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 tell me one more time. I got something again. We're meant to be together. I'll be there and you'll be near. And that's the deal, my dear.
And you said you were shy?
Are you like this when you're in between takes on the show? Do you do all this?
We do have some really fun times between takes. Like, of course, we're being respectful because everyone's thinking about their job. So you don't want to be too loud because there's, the crew's doing their job, the director's doing her job or his job or their job. And we've had a couple of directors on the show, and you don't want to be too distracting, but at the same time, there's that camaraderie with the other cast members, especially after being on the show for so many seasons together. So we filmed over the last 3 years together. Right. And then plus a Christmas episode. So I've gone to Hamilton 4 times, plus the teaser that got the show picked up. So I guess that would be 5 times filming together over the last 3 years, plus 2 red carpet parties I've attended. So yeah, that's quite a few times to see each other and build those inside jokes and banter, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. We're all friends. I wish I could see them more.
What's the red carpet party like then?
Oh, the red carpet party was a lot of fun. We have there's a winery that we shot some of the episodes at. Yeah. So they made us our own Pink as in Rosé wine. So we had
Darren mentioned that.
So he's going to bring some to the UK when he comes to the UK at some point.
He's going to smuggle some in.
Great. I love that. I'm actually coming to the UK myself this summer. My family is doing a bicycle trip across northern England.
Oh.
Yeah, I have the map of where we're going, and we do like 70 kilometers a day. Or I don't know how many. Do you do kilometers over there?
We do miles, don't we?
We do miles, yeah.
You do miles, so probably like, I don't know, 40 miles a day or something.
Yeah.
We did this in Ireland right before the pandemic. So now we're getting back together, my aunts, cousins, siblings, my mom, and we're biking England in July. Yeah.
Right.
No.
If you go past Warrington, give us a shout.
What's made you choose England?
What's that?
What's made you choose England for a bike ride?
Well, we have some, my aunt chooses on my mom's side, and there's some, like in our lineage, if you look at where our family immigrated from, some of our family immigrated from England.
Ah.
And then, as well as, and then Ireland and Scotland. So that's why we did Ireland, and we'll do Scotland at some point in the future.
Cool.
Yeah, my heritage to myself is English, Irish, Scottish, and Norway. So that's where we get the beard from, Irish. So
yeah, the red beard.
Yeah.
And actually, my writing partner, he passed away of a brain tumor, but a writing partner I wrote a feature film with.
Yeah.
It was like 90-page script, and it's a really beautiful story, and I'm still trying to get that movie made. But he lived in, I believe, Telford.
Okay.
Yeah, so he came to Toronto from England, and I met him there. He was a British actor. Yeah.
Somebody else passed away on Pink is in. Princess, was it? That was a big shock to me, because I thought she's definitely going to take over that prison. The way she weren't scared in that episode, and then that at the end, it kind of like threw me a little bit.
Yeah, Cheryl was such a magnetic person in it. I think it came as a shock to everyone because she's way too young, and it was just so sad and so sudden. And same with Daly, my writing partner. It was like sudden, and it's really scary when cancer is really awful. Like we lose a lot of people way too young. Yeah, so if anyone's listening and you can support any cancer foundations, do your research and, of course, find the legitimate ones. But, definitely donate if you can in any way or volunteer.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Go for it. So, your series, My Roommate's an Escort. Yourself and is it Katie Ullman? Have I got that right?
Yeah, it was, Katie Ullman and I co-created.
Where did you come up with the idea for that? What was a seed?
We met in Toronto as actors who were looking to do more comedy roles, and we felt like we weren't really getting the auditions that we wanted. We met at a party, mutual friend's birthday party, and we got chatting about just having roommates. We both like living in Toronto. We were in our either late 20s or early 30s at the time. Her and I are a couple years apart. And we were just talking about living with roommates and this, like, just people we've lived with over the years. You sign up to live with people because you're in a big city chasing a dream. You don't have a lot of money because you have to be available for auditions. So you take on these little part-time jobs to get by, but you really can't afford a place on your own. So we had just had so many roommates over the years. And we just thought, like, how funny would that be to do a show about two very opposite roommates who don't really know each other but end up living under the same roof, and then just chaos ensues. So after we met, the night we met, we put it in our calendars that we would meet 2 days later to start writing. And then that's what happened. We just started meeting at cafes and writing until we had the first season written. And and then the rest is history. We just kept going, found sponsors, found funding, did red carpet parties to raise some money and awareness for the show, and we ended up ultimately getting 2 seasons made, which was a lot of fun. There were a lot of talented actors in that. Actually, Natasha, who I brought up earlier, was in My Roommate's an Escort as like a scary mob boss type that comes to our door to collect money.
Oh, yeah.
This really kind, sweet therapist. So it's funny to see the
and you're very gracious. Is that the one you very graciously gave some vitamin gummies?
What's that? Oh, yeah.
The laxatives.
I haven't seen the show in so long. That was so long ago that we filmed that. Yeah, that's right. We do. There was the laced gummies.
That you also suffered with yourself.
Everyone gets diarrhea.
So that show is fully available on YouTube. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, season 1 is on YouTube. Right. Season 1 is fully available on YouTube, and then season 2 is actually on a platform called Seeka TV, Seeka TV. So on Seeka TV, you can watch both 1 and 2, and it's a free platform. I think you sign in with your Facebook password, and I believe all the episodes are also on the Facebook page. So if you looked up My Roommate's an Escort on Facebook, you could find the episodes there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So is she or isn't she an escort? Because it's kind of left open at the end of the first season.
Well, in season 2, spoiler alert, she's a lawyer, so
wow.
So you kind of find out more. Yeah, or so she says she is. You find out more about her in season 2.
Right.
I look forward to that.
That down.
So, who's the biggest star that you've worked alongside that where you felt a little bit starstruck, maybe?
So Ian Somerhalder from Vampire Diaries.
I
booked a role. I booked a principal role in the first season of V-Wars, the Netflix original. Yeah. It's a vampire show, and he's the star. So I booked a role. I had a few scenes. It was cut back quite a bit. I'm the first victim, ultimately, in the episode. So they kind of like say a couple lines in a bar, and then they cut to me dead. I'm like, where's all my other stuff? That's okay. And so I was on set for long days, for 2 days, because I had my apartment and we shot some stuff there. Adrian Holmes' character walks me to the apartment, and then he's the vampire that kills me. So we had some stuff walking to the apartment and some other bar scenes and whatnot. So I was there for probably like over 12 hours a day for 2 days straight, and we shot all my things, and then I was gone. So when I arrived the first day, I also didn't expect Nikki Reed, his wife, to be there. And she's just stunning, like personality-wise and look-wise, and I was like in awe of her, so starstruck. But she was just so nice and was like, "Hi, I'm Nicole," and we were chatting, and then I ran into her at a restaurant. There's this like really cool vegan restaurant there, so I ran into her there, and she was so nice. I was like, this. On the third day before I went back home, I spent a day kind of exploring Sudbury, the beaches and the restaurants. Yeah, ran into her there, and she was really kind. But Ian, it was weird because like I didn't expect, being a day or a 2-day player, that I would be so close to the star of the show.
Right.
But they put us in the same green room, and we were in the same trailer getting ready in the morning. So my very first introduction to him was him shaving. And his shavings went into my oatmeal because I just left my oatmeal. They had just handed me for breakfast on the counter. And then he laughed and made a joke about how there's shavings in my oatmeal. And I was just like, I could probably sell those on
Take it away and clone him.
For like $1 million. Yeah, he's both him and his wife Nikki are just like stunning people.
Yeah.
So I was a little starstruck, yeah. And I had watched Twilight, which she stars in, and I had watched, Vampire Diaries, which he was the star of. So it was very surreal to see them in real life and be sharing a green room. Yeah.
It's funny how they're both in like vampire related things. Mm-hmm. Maybe they're trying to tell us something.
Yeah. They have that common ground. There's something so cool about vampire shows.
Yeah.
There's always a fan base for that. And then I did my first werewolf movie last year called My Animal.
Right.
And it went to Sundance. I play a reporter who's kind of like reporting what's going on in the city. And I'm reporting about these like wolves.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm in the film. I feel like I'm still listed. I'm listed on IMDb, but I haven't seen the film.
Right.
And I have a feeling I'm not in there. So I'm not getting too excited. But I also
do you think they may have cut you?
I think they did, yeah. I have a feeling because I saw, so the director's life partner or husband or boyfriend is also now listed as the TV reporter on the IMDb, and he went to Sundance and posted about being the reporter in the movie. So I'm like, there weren't two reporters.
Was that your part? Is it?
Yeah, and it was shot with green screen, and I was just kind of talking to the camera, so that could easily be reshot. So maybe they were like, there's just something about this girl we don't like. Let's cut her. And we could have easily done that. Or, they could have just, what probably happened was maybe something technical with the green screen, and then he was available and they reshot. But that's my detective spidey senses are telling me that I've been cut. There weren't two reporters. Yeah. So it'll be a surprise if I'm in it. But that's one of those moments where you think, oh no, did I do something? But it's probably not.
So would they not tell you?
No, they don't tell you.
You just find out?
You just find out when you watch the movie. There was another movie I did where it's on like Super Channel or something. So I watched it when it came out. And I was mentioned in some of the articles, which was like generous of them because I only had a few lines. So I thought, okay, I must still be in the film. Yeah. And when I watched it, the way they filmed it, my face is like out of focus the whole time. Like my character's just like a little like throwaway part where this guy, it's a drug movie and this guy is crossing the border at the beginning of the film. So I'm the U.S.-Canada border guard that interacts with him when and asks some questions about coming into Canada.
Yeah.
So we didn't actually film at a border because we have the real border where we filmed here in my hometown on the border of U.S. and Canada. So we have the real international bridge and border here, but you can't easily film in a border. So we were set up in like a little kind of like field industrial area near like a garbage, or near, maybe it was like some sort of plant or something, but there was some open space in a field. So we filmed there, and I was just standing on an apple box, which is like a wooden box that they have on set to make you taller.
Right.
So I just stood outside of the truck on the apple box and said the questions. So then when they show my coverage and my face, they keep me like out of, like when I'm in the frame, I'm out of focus because the background isn't really.
So do you think that was on purpose, or?
Yeah, it was on purpose, I think, to mask the fact that we're not actually in a border setting. Like
a makeshift border.
Yeah, so then when I saw the movie, I was like, do I count that?
Yeah.
Is that a role when you can't, like, I guess it is, because a voice role would be a role, so even if you hear someone's voice. But there's been a lot of things I do that I couldn't put in a demo reel, for example, because you book something and you think, oh, that'll be, like, I'll take a clip of that. We always have, to get more auditions, you have a demo reel that your agents have on the casting platform, and it shows little snippets of everything you've been in. But then there are a lot of roles where you're like, I was in it, but, like, that's not going to...
Because I was going to say, there's a lot of things where you're actually in a full costume, like Halloween or something. You know, you're behind a mask the whole film. You're still classed as the main character in the film.
Oh yeah, so like Michael Myers.
Yeah. So even if you don't see the face, you're still in the film.
That's true, and I'm sure he has that in his demo reel.
Yeah. Honestly, it is me. Have you got any future productions in plan yourself? Any movies, series coming up?
Yeah, I'm a part of a film that's I'm one of the producers on a film that's shooting this summer, starring Colin Mockery, and I did another film with him in the past as a producer, and I make an appearance in the film. The first one was called A Christmas Letter, and he plays Santa Claus in the film, and that's available worldwide on different platforms. So that one's easy to access.
Right.
And it'll be on some more platforms each Christmas. So this Christmas we have a couple more. We're on like NBC in Spain and CBC in Canada. So there's a few different, somewhere, where was it? The Roku in the States. But anyway, so I had worked with him on that one, and then he's coming here for another film I'm a producer on this summer. And then I've been getting really involved in theater. So I just finished. Yeah, it's really fulfilling. So I just finished a show called Tony and Tina's Wedding, and I played the bride Tina.
Yeah.
So we it was Algoma Repertory Theater in Sault Ste. Marie put it on, and we actually had like a full 4-hour wedding, multiple nights in a row, and interacted with the audience as if we were, or the guests as if we were. So the audience were the guests at the wedding. So we did
so get the guests involved.
Yeah, they were fully involved. We made some of them characters. So the show was scripted, but then there was lots of room for improv.
Yeah.
So we would go around and talk to people, and I'd make them like my old cousin or babysitter, or we do a lot of dancing to Madonna, the bridesmaid show, and to like Cyndi Lauper because it was set in the 80s. So we decided to pick. This was just amongst ourselves. We're like, let's pick someone from the audience every night or from the guests and go over to them and be starstruck and pretend they're a record executive from New York. And then we want them to like watch us dancing because they might recruit us. Right. So we sing, we dance, we lip sync, but then we kind of sing along to Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Like a Virgin. And every night we were hoping that person would give us a record deal after.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was really fun.
So you mentioned earlier that you want to go to LA. Is that your dream, to move to LA and do acting over there?
Yeah, that would be. I used to go there once a year.
Yeah.
I used to go there once a year to spend some time just to connect with people there. And I'd bring my scripts and we would do table reads, which is when you get together with other actors and go through the scripts. Just because I thought if you just go, it'll lead to something. So actually, when I went the last time, I stopped going once the pandemic hit, and I just have gotten busy and haven't gone back. But I used to go once a year, and one time I spent 3 months there, which was really fun. Yeah, so the last time I had gone, I think that was in 2019, and I went to the Who concert at the Hollywood Bowl with David Lipper, and he said, I have this script called Dear Santa. And I said, well, hey, I have this production company called 180 Sisterhood in Northern Ontario, and we have some really great funding available. So let's apply for the funding and try to make your movie. Because a Christmas movie would be perfect to shoot where I'm from. We have a lot of snow.
Yeah.
So we ended up getting the funding for it. It became A Christmas Letter, the one that Colin Mockery was in as Santa, and the snow melted like a week before we shot the film.
Right.
So
that's unlucky, isn't it?
So we added a DJ to the beginning of the film, and it's actually played by the director, Brian Roberts, and he says it's another green Christmas this year.
Yeah.
And then we actually paid for snow for the Santa Claus's house, so it was magical. But the rest of the houses in the show didn't have any snow, so we ended up spending I don't know, $10,000 or more on fake snow for one day
in Canada.
Yeah, and it had just melted. But
that's irony right there, isn't it? Hey, fake snow in Canada.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like an oxymoron. Spending that much money on snow in Canada. Yeah.
That film sounds very familiar. We watch a lot of Christmas films at Christmas, so we might have actually watched it.
Yeah.
You're just checking that now?
Yeah, I am. Was it A Christmas Letter, did you say?
It's A Christmas Letter, and there's 2 of them on IMDb. I think one of them hasn't been made yet. The other one's in development, and then the one that we did that's listed would have 30-some cast.
Right.
Page.
Yeah, I don't think I've watched that one.
Yeah, it was a big cast.
But that's added to my list to watch for Christmas.
Oh, awesome. Well, it was filmed in my mother's house.
Right.
So it's funny because I see friends that I haven't seen since we were kids.
Yeah.
From elementary grade school. And they tell me, I watched that Christmas movie that was filmed in your mom's house, and I was freaking out. I remember all the rooms. Yeah, it's pretty nostalgic to watch it.
Yeah.
So you've got a little bit of a competition ahead of you here, because we've got a little game for you to play later on. And
the Get Back to You?
Yeah.
And Darren did quite well.
Darren's done really well. No one can seem to beat him.
He's top of the board.
I have to beat Darren. No
You'll have to.
Yeah. Should we play it now, actually?
Oh, you can play it now, yeah.
We can play it now. Yeah. Okay. Put my little jingle on.
Stand clear.
It's fact or reset. Right, so the aim of the game is to say fact if you think it's a fact, or say reset if you think it's something I've made up. It's not true, basically. So the first one is, the last letter added to the English alphabet was J.
Fact.
Yeah, fact, you're on the board. Second, Alexa got its name from Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, who constantly told him what to do.
Reset.
Yeah, you're going 2.
Oh, we're doing well here.
Doing well. 3 more to beat down.
Okay.
Elephants are the only mammals that can't jump.
Okay, so I really like elephants, so I have friends who send me elephant videos all the time on Instagram. and I've seen them kind of like do a bit of a gallop, but I've never seen them jump with all 4 legs at once.
Right.
So I'm going to say fact.
Yeah, fact. Well done. Apples belong in the rose family.
In the what family?
The rose.
The what?
Rose. Rose is in
Like
rose
like
petals. As in
Yeah.
roses.
Like rose?
Yeah.
Like Valentine's Day roses
Yes.
with thorns?
Yeah.
Every rose has its thorn?
Yep. Just like me and Steve.
You know what? That one's so random. Like if they were connected, that'd be so weird. Because, no, I'm going to say that they don't because I'm just going to say no. Reset.
It's a fact. So you got 3. Yeah. I'm guessing that's why they say it's a nice rosy apple.
Oh, yeah.
I'm guessing that's why they said that.
What if it's
I
green?
guess that's why.
No, not if it's green. It's a green rose. Yep. And that's all for Fact or Reset. Thanks for playing. You're on the...
I was going to say...
You're on the Get Fat board.
Say fact.
You're in second place.
Look at that. Darren.
Yeah.
I can't beat... Well, if I can't beat Darren, I might as well join him.
Yeah. Oh, I enjoyed that.
I'll continue to have a fact off with Darren now. Just to see him.
Yeah, you'll have to message him and say... Yeah, you'll have to message him.
Yeah.
Say, God, you beat me. Or you could wind him up and say, I beat you.
Yeah, I should.
You should do
Say I
it.
got them all right.
Yeah.
Yes. I was close to getting the rose one because they're so different, roses and apples. I thought,
Yeah.
who would make that up? That must be a fact. And I thought, no, they're different, and an apple has a core.
Yeah.
Rose does not have a core.
I don't know how it's
Two different.
related myself, but I just get these facts off the internet. Could be wrong.
So you could have been right.
I'll have to research that and give you a 4th point if it's right.
I was just going to go back to my roommate, an escort. Something I've always wanted to know when filming, you went in the first season in the bar scene when you had those shots and you got straightly hammered by having those 2 shots. Before that, and I'm not just talking about this show, I'm talking about any show, is when you have a group of people in the background and they're talking amongst themselves. Are they just talking random stuff to each other, or do they have like a little script to talk to while the main characters are in front?
That is such a great question.
It's something I've always wanted to know.
Yeah, that's a really good question because background actually doesn't speak. They have to mime, and then it's all done in post sound.
Right.
And there are actually loop actors who do something called looping, which is going into a studio, watching a show, and mumbling words and things that could match those lips.
Really?
Yeah. So to get, from my understanding, I'm not a sound expert, but from my understanding as like a producer or a director, the sound quality needs to be, you need to hear the main dialogue crisply. Yeah. So that's why the background noise is minimized and you want it completely silent in the background. And even with even as actors, if we're moving our position in our chair, we do it for sound. We try to move it the least creaky way possible, or we'll move between a line that we say or between words so that the creak of the chair, for example, doesn't cut over our line. So with background, you don't want them speaking because that would interrupt that main dialogue. So you just have them, some background actors they say something like elephant shoe over and over, and they just mime elephant shoe, elephant shoe, elephant shoe.
Right.
Yeah, there's a few different things they mime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a fact already set right there. It's a fact.
So
apparently looping is also lucrative. So I don't know, but it's hard to get into. I've asked around before. I'm like, how do I get into this looping? How do I get? And you have a group, so they find their own groups and they stick with their group and they go around and they do looping for the different shows and they make good money. So I've never been able to get myself into a loop group. Have
you done any voice acting before? Or you just commercials or anything like that?
I've done a lot of voice auditions.
Right.
And then mostly when I've done voice, I think all of my voice bookings have been for something where I've already been on camera, but then I come back and I do, like in a couple of movies I've been in, I've done different roles as a voice actor. Then I'll be on camera as an actor, and then I'll do a couple of additional roles as a voice actor. Yeah. So I'll be like the voice of the alarm system. Just like, alarm is now engaged. So things like that. So I've done a few little, alarm voices. What else have I done that's a random voice? I've done like a voice on a phone as a customer service representative, or as the customer rep and as a customer. Yeah, I've done a few different things. Not no cartoon voices, but I've auditioned for cartoon voices, and that would be the dream. So Ellie,
to do like American Dad and stuff like that, Family Guy. Do you watch that?
Yes, that would be so cool to do voices.
I'd love to do a voice on a cartoon show.
See, the only voice I can do is Herbert the Pervert.
No,
hey, Chris,
I'll look it up after.
Get yourself some sweeties.
Oh, yes. With that whistle, yes, I do know that character. Oh,
that's the only voice I can do.
That was really good. Ellie Ray, who plays the Stars in Pink is In as the warden, is
she's brilliant, sir.
My Little Pony and all sorts of shows, and hosts voice acting workshops.
Right.
Yeah, so if anyone ever wants to do a voice acting workshop, that's the one to do.
Yeah.
I think I need to take some workshops and then add. Maybe I should be taking the workshops and then add it to my resume, and then maybe I'll get more into the cartoon voice world.
Yeah. As an actor, is there any gaps where you get a bit worried that you've got no work or anything like that?
There is, definitely.
Because aren't you like classed as self-employed when you're an actor? So you're relying on getting parts, aren't you? Or do you have a side job as well?
Oh yeah, there's always a side job.
All right, yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Oh yeah, there's always side jobs. Like right now, I work in a bank.
Okay.
Which I don't even think anyone knows that. Like most of my friends would be like, "What? When do you have time for that?" Bank.
So how does that work? If say you're at work at a bank and say Marvel ring you up and say, "We want you in this film," do you then ring in work sick? Oh.
I would be quitting for Marvel. Okay?
I'm going to be sick for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just go straight to HR and say, I looked at Marvel things, so how about when I wrap the movie, I still have a job here?
Yeah.
Because I might need it. You never know as an actor when your next job is. So even when you book something, and I assume that the actors that book Marvel, even after they do that, they probably still have that when they wrap, that like sad show wrap feeling, because you get really, really sad for like a week after wrapping. You're exhausted, but you're so sad. And then they probably have that same panic of, I'm never going to book another role ever again.
Yeah.
And, searching for other things they could be doing. Yeah, there's
It
always
must be scary, that. As soon as it's ended, you sound like, what's my next step? What am I doing now?
Yes, there's a very sad phase of leaving that show behind and being away from all those people you were just bonding with so deeply. And then there's that, oh my gosh, what's my next thing? And you go from being so busy to now what?
Yeah.
So how do you do it with the bank then? Do you book time off with the bank, or are they okay with it?
Well, to go to the Pink is In premiere, I booked some days. So I have a certain amount of days that I can take off. So I booked some days off and then went to the Pink is In premiere. But yeah, I don't know over the long term how, like usually it doesn't, I worked at a restaurant when I booked Bee Wars, that was on the vampire one with Ian Somerhalder. And I actually had worked at a restaurant. I had worked at a restaurant and really wanted to quit. And then when I booked that, because it was only 2 days on set, but being a Netflix original, I made the best money I've ever made as an actor. Right. So I was able, it gave me a good chunk of money that I was able to walk out of the rest, like say, goodbye, I'm quitting. Yeah. I booked this thing. It was because, so the restaurant was really busy. It was like July. It was really hot outside and the AC broke. So I showed up wearing shorts to work and all the men did too. And my boss was like, you have to go home and change. And I was like, well, the men are wearing shorts. Yeah, like, what is this? 20 women can't show their legs. Yeah. And he was like, you have to go home and change and put on pants.
Well,
and
these days, you could have identified as a male.
Yeah. And then I was able to, I think the next day after that, I was so upset. And then the next day I got the message that I had booked Bee Wars. So I was like, well, there's a chunk of money. Goodbye.
Bye.
So I quit. It was awesome. So sometimes the other jobs don't really last for a long time. They'll sometimes last for a few months, and then you book something and you either just can't do both. And you end up quitting the job and thinking another job will come along, or you could do something flexible. Like bartending is a good thing to do with film and TV. And I've done that in the past because then I could just book off whichever days I needed to go be on set.
So has there ever been times where you think, oh, I can't do this. I'm not cut out to be an actor and stuff like that? Because you sounded like you was giving up and then you got given that opportunity and it's kind of give you a confidence boost to get into acting again. So...
Yeah, there's been many times where I've said I'm done, I'm quitting over the years. After we filmed My Roommates and Escorts season 1, I loved it. I just loved it so much, being on set as an actor and one of the creators and one of the producers. And afterwards, I was sad. I was like, I'm never going to book a lead in a show again. Like, and I got to be leads of this show, and that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen for me again because I was one of the creators. So was able to, like, this isn't just going to happen from an audition for me. So I got a little sad, and then I started working full time at a talent agency.
Right.
So I was working there full time, got a full time job. I told them in the interview, I was like, yeah, I'm done with acting. Like, I have quit. I did what I wanted to do, got to be a lead in a show. It was so fulfilling. But I can't see that happening for me full time. So I'm fully ready. Like, I've done what I wanted to do and what I set out to do. I'm fully ready to work full time, quit acting, quit auditioning. I'll tell my agent I'll quit for this position. So I got a job there. And so I got the full-time position there, and then the show released, and we got all sorts of TV interviews and radio interviews. So I had to leave to go be on E-Talk Daily and be interviewed. And then they were like, I thought you quit this acting thing, but now you need time off to go promote this show. And the show got so much buzz and so many views and buzz, and we did so many interviews that they had heard about it too. So they're like, your show's doing well. You said why would you be quitting now? That doesn't make sense. So I think and then I got an email one day. I got an email from Lisa Parison to my personal email, who casts Star Trek and Schitt's Creek and all these shows. And she's one of the most renowned casting directors in the world. And she emailed my personal email and said, Trish, I can't find you on the casting site. I have auditions for you. I want you to come in for the recurring roles on these TV series casting because I saw you in My Roommates and Escort. Yeah. And I was like, Lisa Parison knows who I am.
But that was a confidence boost.
Yeah. And then I told my coworkers, and they were like, no. My manager was like, no, you can't do that and do this. And I was like, well, you're a talent agency. Could you rep me? And I can go to this audition on Thursday for a recurring role in this sci-fi show. And they were kind of like, well, you need to decide. You're an actor or you're working here full time. Like, you can't do both.
Yeah.
So I quit. Yeah. So I quit.
Good
so
on you.
Good on you, yeah.
Acting always ends up being number one. And I've just kind of now accepted, you know, after all these seasons and all of these episodes with Pink is In.
Yeah.
And after doing Tony and Tina's wedding as Tina and being in a character for 4 hours with an audience and really just feeling like that's where I'm meant to be. And I'm at the point now where I finally have accepted it. I'm like, no, this is what I am. I want to tell stories. I want to connect with people. I want to connect people through stories. I want people to feel things. I want people to know that they're not alone when they're going through something that's hard. And I want people to laugh and bring humor to awful, tragic situations in life. So being an actor or being a writer or being a producer or a director allows me to do that with my life. And I'm at the point where I've just accepted, no, this is why I want it. I want to connect with people in a beautiful way, in a way that brings us all together and that we all feel. I want us to unite over this art form, and I don't want to deny it. So if something came up, like a huge opportunity, I'm going to take it because it's what I really want to be doing.
Well, it sounds to me like you've just pitched your next show.
Actually, that's a great idea. Yeah.
There you go.
People have said in the past to us, like, oh, well, I don't know why you're doing podcasting, like, because there's millions of podcasts out there. But it depends what you're aiming for in podcasting. If you're aiming for, you know, to be a star one day, then that's hard to push for that. But if you're doing it for your own, you know, fun and laughter, and to be able to get stuff off your chest and talk to friends, then that's the way you should do it for. Because I come off here feeling like I've just spoke to me like a mentor or something like that. I've got stuff off my chest, which is a good thing. Yeah. So I would say to anyone that says they're willing to start up a podcast but are scared to, just do it. Just talk to a friend on a podcast and you'll enjoy it.
It's therapy.
It's therapy, it is, yeah. Therapeutic.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think a painter would stop painting or a singer would stop singing when just they don't have, you know, there's other singers in the world. Like you're making a sandwich. There's others. What are you doing making a sandwich for lunch? Do you know there are like there are other sandwich makers in the world. What are you? The audacity! How dare you eat? Yeah. You know, it's just people will. There will be those. I actually saw a video on Instagram today, and it was like there was a candle burning. Yeah. And it had this voiceover that said, you have a light in you. You are like this candle, and there will be people that look at your candle and say, wow, what a beautiful burning light. Yeah. And there that celebrate it. And there will be people that come over to you and blow you out. Yeah. And they just want to blow that light out. And just stay away from that.
Yeah.
And you've just pitched another show as well, The Sandwich Maker.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
They're reeling them off all day today.
What's that about Subway?
Yeah.
Now I want a sandwich.
Well, your cup's big enough to last the whole show. I thought my cup was big, but when you put yours up, look at the size of that. It's massive.
How many litres is that?
This is just lemon water.
Oh, right.
But really I had a lot of coffee. I had a lot of coffee.
4 litres of lemon water there. Don't need to go to the toilet after that, do you? So what's a typical, away from the cameras, away from the studios, what's a normal, typical day for Trish Rainone?
Well, lately, so if this was a day last year, actually, no matter if it was this year or last year with the bank or with my production company, I always put in work 9 to 5. So do work 9 to 5 hours, whether it be at a day job or at my production company, because then when I'm not at another day job, then I have more time to start developing projects. So yeah, always try to put in work 9 to 5. So like applying for grants for future movies, emailing Zoom calls with directors that might want to come here and collaborate and make a film or a TV show. So lots of Zoom calls. What else? And then after work, 9 to 5-ish would be, and right now that would be at the bank. So then afterwards, now I spend my evenings, because I think, okay, so if I put in 8 hours at the bank, that gives me another 7 hours each evening that I could be working on the other things that my passion.
Yeah.
So for the 7 hours I have off in the evening, I work on, sometimes I do auditions still, even though I kind of took the year off because I only have 7 vacation days. I still get the odd audition when my agent's like, this is perfect for you, please audition. So I do some auditions, I'll do some podcasts, I go to an improv class, I go to singing lessons, I do theater. I was doing dance lessons for Tony and Tina's wedding.
Right.
And then now that that's wrapped, I'm working on the local musical comedy, the Musical Comedy Guild's next show, and I'm a producer on it. So now I'm spending evenings going to meetings for that. We're holding auditions for cast. So next weekend, I'll be spending my weekend at the auditions for that theater production. I go out with the castmates from Tony and Tina's wedding. Now that I've worked with them, we all go out to this local place called the Whiskey Barrel on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday nights. And that's my typical day. And I go to the gym.
Yeah.
I do.
It seems like your leisure time is somebody's work time. You're very work related.
Yeah, I just try to look at the day as, I don't have kids, so I try to, and I don't have any animals right now, sadly. I would like to have a dog, but I don't. And so I look at the day as in, okay, like put in the work for these hours, but then after those hours, you have all the hours where you can like push forward your dreams. Sometimes I'm trying to write a novel, so sometimes I'll sit down and write some of that. Or, I just try to utilize my free time for my dream.
Yes.
So Darren is looking to do a prequel to his character Rose of how she got to Chatsworth Prison. Is that something you'd like to get involved, or maybe even for your character as Top Dog, like a prequel of just how she got into Chatsworth?
I think that would be awesome to have a prequel of any of the characters that Pink is in. I feel like there's so much of their backstories that could be exposed, which would be really cool. I am involved with Ruby LaRue and the heist film, Big Stones. So I'm involved right now as signed on as one of the producers for the film. So they just made the teaser and been in the loop all of the thoughts on that to try to move it forward, and I'll try to apply for some funding up this way for the possibility of filming in my hometown, where I filmed some other films. And I'm just trying to like be involved in any way I can to help push that forward as well, because the Pink is in team, there's something that feels kind of magical about that show, and the team. So there's a little bit of synergy there that you don't want to, when you find that with other creators, you want to keep working with those same people and with the same kind of, if you could still take those characters and do spin-offs, I think that's the dream.
So is there a season 4?
I was just ready to say that.
Oh yeah. There's our synergy there.
Well, I do know that Kim Lombard has written many future episodes. So where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
And so I'm hopeful for more Pink is in.
So Top Dog could be back then.
Top Dog. Yeah. Top Dog is not backing down. Top Dog she is very stubborn in getting what she wants. So Top Dog will not back down.
Yeah. So you said you're writing a novel. Would you say what would you say is harder to write, like a novel or a script play, or? Because I've done a bit of acting myself, and reading scripts, I always wonder how hard it would be to write a script. Because writing a book, you're just telling a story, but writing a script, you're individual people. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. So for scripts, when I'm writing different characters, you you can get a software that really makes it easy. Like Final Draft makes it easy to. It just, you hit enter and then it asks you, like, do you want a scene heading? Do you want a character? Do you want dialogue? And it formats it all for you as you're writing. So it's really easy when you get used to it. So you use that, which makes the technical side of it fairly user friendly. And then, so it's not as overwhelming as you think. You don't have to memorize like what the script.
I thought you was putting yourself in like the boots for every character. Do you know what I mean?
Well, and then when it comes to the creative, I find like writing about something is the, if you have a weird situation in life, writing what you know, but heightening it is always, or something you observe happen to somebody else. Maybe your friend comes to you with, you don't really want to write about your friend's problems, but maybe you see some sort of conflict or something and then you're inspired by that. So that's always, to write what you know is the best. And then, or something that you've personally observed. And then when I write each character, I attach them to someone I know. So someone they remind me of, but I change the name. But I'll do someone they remind me of. And every time I'm writing that character, I think about someone who I know that's like that. And I'm like, what would they say? What would their voice sound like? How would they say it? So I always attach these like real people I know to each character to give them those individual voices.
Okay. So your character in My Roommate's an Escort, was she based on anyone or it was just completely made up?
Well, she was a small town, non-confrontational person who moved to the big city. So we used a lot of like, what would I do maybe a few years back when I was a bit more shy? Like, what was it like coming to Toronto from Sault Ste. Marie when I moved to Toronto? So a lot of it was infused with like a heightened version of who I was at the time, or who I was a few years earlier when I first moved to the big city, when I first moved to Toronto. Because when I first moved to Toronto, I was so non-confrontational. A psychic took $800 from me. She was like, I walked into a psychic's place and she was like, you're going to give me it said like $30 on the sign. And she was like, you're going to go to the bank machine down the street and you're going to get $800 and I'm going to be your new life coach psychic. And I was like, sure, whatever you say. Like, so the character it was easy to come up with. Like, what would Heather do in this situation? Because I had come from a place of being so, like, when I moved to Toronto, I didn't even know how to take the subway system or the like what you call the tube. I didn't even know how to do that. I did it once. I think I traveled to Greece and I got on their tube or their subway system one time for like 2 stops, and it was the most terrifying thing I had ever done, and I thought I was going to get completely lost. So when I moved to that city, I had no idea how to do anything on my own and figured it out. So there was definitely pieces of me in that character.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
When you did that psychic impression, it sounded like the psychic could have been top dog.
Yeah. She really was like top dog. I've definitely learned to be I'm not like top dog, but I've learned to be more assertive. But definitely I'm not an alpha in real life at all. Like I always I'm like, sure. Like if I'm working in a group and somebody else wants something, I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do that. Like I'm not the really cool person. I'm just like somewhere like mediocrely like hanging out in the middle. But yeah, I channeled people like the like the psychic, or like I saw Snoop Dogg in LA. Yeah. He was standing a few feet from me, and he's just got this like really calm, right, like grounded energy where he's just so comfortable in his skin. Yeah. And I thought, oh, that's who Top Dog is. This like.
Well, it's either that was because he's constantly stoned.
Yeah.
So there's kind of or those people in high school that are just cool because they're so confident.
Yeah.
Like the rest of the people, like I was always kind of more like nervous and anxious and trying to be cool.
That was kind of like me as well in school. Yeah. I was always the one at the back. I was never at the front.
Yes. Yeah. So I tried to channel those people that I seen over the years who kind of get their way and have aren't apologetic about getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a great chat to you.
Yes. It's been absolutely fantastic.
Great chatting with you as well. I'll send you the map of where I'm biking in England, because
please do. We'll come and cheer you on.
We're gonna have flags out.
We'll bring our little Canadian and UK flags.
Yeah, there you go. I'll say hello.
Yeah.
And just before you go, can I be cheeky and ask one thing? Can I have a digitally signed copy of Pinky's In poster?
Yes, of course.
Thank you very much.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Yes, I saw a clip on your Facebook page saying that you were doing it.
Yeah, I sent them out to at the premiere. We did some signing of posters, and then I posted a clip of that, and then every single person who said, I want one, I inboxed them, and I said, okay, what's your address? I went and bought a bunch of stamps, got the posters printed at Stone's Office Supply in Sault Ste. Marie, which is a very famous, long-running company here in the Sioux, locally owned company. So I went and got those printed there and sent them out to folks. So I could either sign one of those in Sharpie for you and take a picture of it and send it to you, or I could sign with my little pen on my iPhone.
Yeah, do it that way.
Do it that way? Okay. That's what I'll do. Perfect.
So would you want me to give you my email address?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say, do you want my signature?
I want your autograph for the Get Fact poster.
Okay, we'll get you a Get Fact autograph in return.
That'd be awesome.
So,
right,
Steve can edit this bit out. It's, I don't know, are you able to write it down or?
Yes, let me type it
I could
here.
just send it to you by email.
Okay. Or if you want to send it by email.
Yeah, we'll do it that way then.
Yeah, I'll do it that way.
Send it to my email. Perfect.
Okay. All right. Thanks for coming on and chatting with us. It's brilliant.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
That was awesome chatting with you, and I'm so grateful that you're watching from the UK and that people actually are it surprises me every time someone says, not surprises, because of course I believe in the show, but it's always just surreal to actually that you've watched My Roommate's an Escort, that you've watched and that's really cool. I really appreciate that.
We'll plug it again. So Pinky's In is on Amazon, and My
Roommate's an Escort
is on YouTube. Yeah.
YouTube and Seeka.
And Seeka.
S-E-E. Yes, S-E-E-K-A.
Yeah. Brilliant. All right. Well, you'll have to tell Darren that you didn't manage to beat him, but he got good. He got 3.
I'll tell him he has a little bit of competition. I'm going to brush up on my skills, and the next time I'll beat him.
Okay, look forward to speaking to you again.
All right.
All right. You too.
All right.
Thank you. Bye now.
Have a great day.
Bye. Oh yeah, that was the lovely Trish Rainone from Pinky's In. If you want to watch that, go to Amazon. And My Roommate is
an Escort
is on YouTube.
And Seeka, S-E-E-K-A.
Yep. So get on over there and watch them. Anyway, we've still got Don't Be Stu-pid to come up, the new game show.
Yes. I'm guessing that's based around my name.
It is a little bit, yeah. I don't know what made you think of that.
I don't know.
Right. There's another news article here. YouTuber almost dies after cementing his head inside a microwave. What do you think about that then, Stu?
How did he manage to do that? Shut the door or?
I don't know what type of stunt that is, but why would you attempt it? I don't get what he's getting out of that. I know he was talking about us doing jackass and that when we was younger, but cementing your head inside a microwave.
Why would you do that?
How'd you breathe?
Well, what's the point?
Oh, so what he's done is he's kind of connected a tube or something so that he could breathe, but obviously with the cement set, it's cut his flow of breathing off. So he's just almost died, and his friends had to like try
Did
to
you
cut
not
him
think
out.
this through?
Oh, not at all. Friggin' idiots. Oh, also, this is more animal news because I like animals. Birds, right? So there's an unknown disease which is giving birds dog-like friendliness, and it's dangerous, not cute. So you can now pet these wild birds because there's something in the brain that's happening.
Or is that just them lulling you into a false sense of security?
No, it's a weird disease, right? That's triggering the brain to make them like all soft and cuddly like Winnie the Pooh. But it's also like deteriorating the mind, making their head tilt and stuff. So it's not good for the birds, but good for the humans.
All right.
I suppose.
Speaking of birds and Winnie the Pooh, have you seen that new Winnie the Pooh film?
I've not.
Honey and Blood.
We have mentioned it on this podcast, but I've not actually watched it.
Just don't watch it.
It's supposed to be terrible. It's got
Just don't watch it.
Rating. Is it bad?
It's bad. You'd expect Winnie the Pooh to have some kind of animatronic about the mask, but it's clearly just a man wearing a mask.
I know, yeah. I've seen that trailer. Like it's just a big bloke with a mask on. But
It's terrible.
Is it bad? So you know where Trish said she went to a psychic and got robbed. Do you believe in psychics, Stu?
No.
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 I don't as well. I think it's a lot of codswallocks.
I mean, I have been to a psychic.
Really?
Yeah.
And what was the experience like?
It was weird because it was done as like a group thing. We went round to my nan's house and there was a psychic there. And we all went in one at a time. And when I went in, she started talking to me and she told me to be careful of my journey the next day. And I'm thinking, well, how did she know I was going out the next day?
Yeah.
But then, because I was going out the next day with me then girlfriend to travelling to Blackpool, because she said there's police, be careful there because there's police. And sure enough, there was police on the motorway. But then, is that just a coincidence that there's going to be police on the motorway anyway? So, but then thinking, well, how did she know I was going out? But then someone might have mentioned it in a previous sitting.
Yeah,
with another member of the family. So I'm kind of a bit up in arms over that.
See, I don't believe in it at all. Psychics. I don't know how anyone can say that they know
the future.
Stuff. Yeah, know the future.
Yeah.
Because surely they'd be millionaires, wouldn't they? They'd just be winning lottery all the time.
Well, you'd be wondering why all them are still on Blackpool.
That's what I mean.
Gypsy Rose Lee.
Yeah, you'd be a millionaire.
Yeah,
but I bet there's rules to it. We can't see the future in regards to money. Oh yeah. You would limit your skill, wouldn't you?
I want to know if I'm going to be rich.
No, yeah. Give me the numbers.
I can't tell you. I'm keeping the numbers to myself.
Yeah. Have you ever had any operations? I know we talked about breaking bones, and both of us never broke bones.
Yes, I've had a minor operation when I was very young.
Minor.
Yeah. Not a mind operation.
What's the minor operation?
I was born slightly deaf, so I've had little grommets put in my ears, little tiny tubes on a wire, which then get inserted into the eardrum, which the tube acts like an amplifier, which activates the eardrum.
All right, and you've got them now?
No, I got them took back out. I was in for a couple of years, and then they got took out.
Yeah,
and I can hear.
Anything else?
No, that's about it, really. I think.
See, I've had an operation where I've had a camera put down my, I will say penis, all the way into my kidneys.
Wow.
To see if I've got something wrong with my kidneys.
Oh, I've had the snip.
Oh. While we're on the penis.
Twice. Didn't work the first time.
Did it not?
No, that's how I've done again. I don't know if it was worse the first or the second time.
Yeah. I need to get that done.
Get it done.
Scary? No thanks.
It's not that bad, actually. It's a mind thing.
No.
It's just a mind thing. The worst part is the injection into a nut.
Yeah, that sounds horrible, that. I don't even like getting flicked in me nut. If I jab with a needle. I've had I've also been put to sleep so that I can get like 4 wisdom teeth ripped out. I've got no teeth at the back of me. But when I woke up, my mum told me that, because I've been put to sleep, they put a tablet up your bum so that you don't feel sick when you wake up. I don't know how true that is. Are they winding me up, or is that true?
I'd
Fact or reset?
I'd like to say reset on that one, I think. But
if somebody's listening, can you tell me if it's true when you get put to sleep so that you don't wake up feeling sick? I don't know if it's a kid thing, but I got a tablet put up my bum. I don't know if there's playing tricks on me or what.
Did you feel sick when you woke up?
I didn't, to be fair. No, I felt all right.
That's probably true then.
It's right. There's also one time when I was a baby where I think I died, but I dropped that one in. Yeah, I think I don't know if it's true though, but I remember. Well, I don't remember dying, but I remember being told that I died when I was a baby.
I remember dying.
Yeah. Apparently, I stopped breathing
and
then died for I don't know how long, but
no, yeah. I've had nothing like that.
If my dad's listening, which he probably is because he's listened to all the other episodes, can you message me and tell me, did I die? And is that why I seen that ghost of a woman at my bed? How can I see the afterlife now?
You're a zombie.
Yeah, maybe I am. Yeah. Did you know that there's trees that are shy?
Really?
Yeah, it's called crown shyness, and these trees, say like you're in a forest, all these trees grow, they're big, but they never touch each other. So it makes what looks like almost like a vein,
right.
A gap between all these other trees, because they don't like touching each other.
Well, that's interesting.
Crown shyness it's called. I seen a picture, it was cool. I've wrote some things down here, right? I've wrote one. Why do we walk like spiders when somebody is mopped up? Do you ever do that?
That's true.
It is,
because when I'm in work and the guys have cleaned an area of the floor, you kind of...
You walk like on your tiptoes, that thing.
Over
like, sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, Jim.
Like he's making a difference. You're still standing on the mopping.
And yet someone goes past with a pallet truck.
No, yeah. You're tiptoeing. Sorry. Anyway, we will play Don't Be Stupid with the lovely Stu.
Pid.
So, Stu, this game is only for you. Right?
I'm honoured.
Yeah, I've played this with Oliver and he gets it. So if you don't get it, an 8-year-old's outsmarted you. But the aim of the game is, right, I'll give you a question, but you don't answer that first question. I'll then ask you a second question. You answer the first question to the second question.
Oh my God.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You can see how long you can go.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. So ignore the first question.
I've got a memory
okay?
like a sieve.
Yeah. What is your favourite colour? What is your favourite food?
Blue.
What is your favourite animal?
Lasagna.
What is your favourite book?
Rhino.
What is your favourite movie?
Jack Reacher.
What is your favourite song?
Jack Reacher.
What's your favourite hobby?
Sweet Child of Mine.
What's your favourite sport?
Photography.
What's your favourite season?
I forgot the other question. Favourite...
Oh.
Did you say... I can't remember what you said.
This is where you go out.
Favourite smoke, did you say?
What's your answer?
I can't remember what you said. I don't know.
You don't know.
What did he say?
The last question he said was, what's your favourite season? But what's the one I said before it?
That's what I'm asking.
I know, I can't tell you.
I'll just say brown. I don't know what you said.
What's your favourite sport?
Autumn.
And that's all. Don't be stupid. It's actually not a bad game, but it was. We was playing it with Oliver the other day, and one of the questions we ended up saying was, "What's Daddy eating?" And he said his auntie's name. And me and I couldn't stop laughing. It was brilliant.
Oh, that's something you should do with the guests.
Oh, don't be stupid.
Yeah.
With the guests.
Do the fact or reset and don't be stupid. That'd be
I forgot to ask Trish Rainone to give us a fact that could either be true or false. Anything.
Email her.
Never mind. Next time when we get her on again with Darren.
Yeah.
Anyway, you said you brought some stuff for me.
That was it. Done it.
Have you done it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was only those two things.
All right. Well, I think I've gone through everything that I need to say as well. Oh no, I've got one last thing. You remember when we said last time about how long they should get for murder and all that bollocks?
Oh yeah.
I just swore again. The bollocks a swear word? Minor swear word. Anyway, vigilante father and son jailed for life after murdering thief using a ninja sword. Is that a life sentence for murdering a thief in your house?
Well, that's the big debate, isn't it?
Oof.
You know, what's classed as reasonable force? It's all about reasonable force at the end of the day. So
I suppose
you're defending your home, defending your family.
Yeah, I think if you're defending your home, I think you should be able to tie them up, maybe.
Beat the crap out of them.
Yeah. Talking about tying up, did you not hear that story about that woman ages ago that was, I think she was a barber, and some man broke into the barber shop and tried to rob the shop, and she tied him up and fed him Viagra and used him as a sex slave for about a month. Did you not hear about that?
I've not heard about that.
Have you not? It's mad that. All she fed him was Viagra for a month and just used him as a sex slave. That's a punishment in itself.
Oh God.
Anyway, it's coming to the end of the show anyway. Is there anything you want to say?
No, not really. Have a good day, folks.
Yeah, if you've got any topics you want us to talk about, then email us on contact@getfact.co. That's contact@getfact.co. And then we'll reply to you, have a little chat with you, and we'll go from there. Yeah. That's everything from us and a Get Fact. Have a lovely time, everyone.
Fantastic. See you
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you.